Hey friends, Shadylikeatree here, and welcome into Reminiscing with Shady, episode 100. This is Mario Kart 64. Mario Kart 64 was developed by Nintendo and also published by Nintendo. It was originally released on the Nintendo 64 in North America on February 10th, 1997. It was released a full 2 months earlier in Japan on December 14th, 1996. Mario Kart 64 was an update of the Super Nintendo game that I just mentioned. It features the 3D graphics that you see here as opposed to 2D on the Super Nintendo. It also allowed for 4-player support, so you could have 4 racers at once on one console, which I actually did that a few times, and that was always a good time, giggle. While this game doesn't receive universally the high praise of many of the other games I'd featured in the Reminiscing with Shady series, such as Ocarina of Time, Donkey Kong, things along those lines, it's still pretty highly reviewed and highly rated and highly prestiged. Metacritic, for example, shows that it's an 83 out of 100. It received a lot of 8s, a lot of 7s, a lot of 9s, some perfect scores, but generally people believe this game to be, you know, a low to mid 8. Even though it's not a perfect score game, it's not a game that scores as highly or is thought of in the same kind of art form as, say, an Ocarina of Time or a number of other games from this time period. What really makes Mario Kart fun is its pure just multiplayer, bringing people together around one TV with 4 controllers or up to 4 controllers, and just having a good time, so to speak. Mario Kart, and why I've chosen to make this the final episode of this season, at least, of Reminiscing with Shady, if not period, the end of the series, is because this game is also a game that can end friendships. And I say that in the most loving and caring kind of way. You know, there's nothing like, and if you watch any of the YouTubers that make Mario Kart, you know, 4-player Mario Kart videos these days, it's all about, you know, who can win and who can use the power-ups to screw over someone else. And right there at the end, I actually managed to get into first place because I shot someone with the red rockets, and I had a full circle of green around me to protect me there at the end of the finish line. So, but yeah, this game is the game that really truly ends friendships. You know, people get really mad sometimes in video games, and I think this is one of them. You know, maybe not so much these days, you know, with more modern games, but man, there's nothing like 4 people in a room and one person's about to win, and then they go from first to last when everyone uses their power-ups on that person. Nothing like that rage and sadness and anger that you kind of deal with that. FYI for this gameplay, this is the, I'm playing as Mario, of course. This is 100cc, I do believe. I think this is the Mushroom Cup, if I'm not mistaken. You guys will know at the end, because the trophy ceremony there at the end, you'll know. I should also make a note that Mario Kart has several modes. It has a battle mode, a versus mode, time trial, and then, of course, what we're playing here, the Grand Prix, which is sort of a tournament mode, which gives you kind of, you know, multiple races, and you don't have to win every race to be the first player. You can win one, be second, be third, and still get enough points to be the top player at the end. So that's what we're playing here today. I have a lot of fond memories playing Mario Kart with my friends. One of the kind of highlights and kind of a low light too is when I was in high school, we had a lot of bomb threats because of, I'm not really sure why. I've never had a straight answer to this day. It was around the time that Halo 2 came out, and I actually talked about this in the Halo 2 commentary I did, I'm pretty sure. But one of the other games we'd also played when we get released from school, because, you know, my mom was a teacher and they had to do all these things, and of course, you know, my parents were divorced at this time, was we would play this because there were, you know, 10 of us at his house, just kind of hanging out. We just kind of went there and we played the Halo and we played this, and we had a good time, mostly, you know. And Mario Kart, true, and I say that, you know, with kind of a half smile that it ruins friendships. You know, it really also builds friendships. You know, I think a lot of people say that, you know, they rage at this game, but, you know, if you can't be mad at your friends, then why are they your friend, you know? It's kind of that sort of similar thing. You know, if you can't be mad at your friends, then you're probably not really friends. And you know, it's just a video game, but it brings people together because of the 4-player action, and you guys can talk about the race during the race. You can talk trash, and you can come together certainly after the race, as I finished 3rd there. This game is really a tournament game. It's a game that's easy to play with large groups of people, and there are actually tournaments still to this day on the original Mario Kart 64 and then on the new updated Wii version. It's a game that you can take 4 players, you can have a winner from those 4 players, and then that player can play a winner of those 4 players, and then that winner of those 8 players can play another winner of those a different winner of a different 8 players. And so it's really kind of easy to do a tournament with Mario Kart. And I think that's what's kind of been part of the game's test of time, and what kind of adds to its legacy and to why it's still relevant today. Alright, so now let me tell you the story of how I won a tournament during one of those bomb threat days. So I always pick Mario. I mean, the only time I don't pick Mario is when someone else picks Mario first and I'm not allowed or can't play as Mario. So everyone else is picking, like, you know, Bowser and Wario and Toad and players like that, and they're like, yeah, you gonna be Mario because, you know, he's the worst and everyone else is better and this, that, and the other. And I'm like, okay, whatever you say. And so I'm really good with Mario, and you know, they all have like slightly different stats and abilities and things like that. I don't think any of it's really mentioned in the game, but they all play slightly different, and I think Mario is kind of the more balanced character, if you will. And so you know, we're getting ready for the tournament. There's 16 of us there. A bunch of them are my older friends, and I'm there playing. You know, we're having a good time, and I'm in the final kind of first match. So the first match comes, and it's Bowser's Castle, I think is what it's called. And I remember this vividly because I saw Gom play it, and I saw some other YouTubers play it on that level, and the whole first race, like the first 90% of the race, I'm in 8th place. Like, I'm in dead last. I can't pass whoever was in 7th. I forget who it was, and I'm not able to kind of move forward and get into a position where I can at least try to win the first race, because we always played 4 matches, and then the winner with the most points after the 4 matches was the winner of that tournament, as I do air quotes. And so I'm in last place, and then I come up on the very last power-up, and it's I get 3 red shells, and the person who's in front of me gets 3 red shells. So the person in front of me who had 3 red shells launches them, and he gets 3 hits, knocking, I think it was like 3, 5, and 6th place out of the way. And then I launch my shells once I pass them, and I hit him, and then I hit 2nd place and 4th place. And so I'm now in 2nd, right behind my friend who's in 1st place, and he tries to bump me off the road and misses, and then I totally swerve to the left and I go right on in to the finish line, and I finish in 1st place in the first race. And that was like, at that moment, that was the highlight of my video game career. That moment was something that we talked about for weeks, months even. We actually, on Facebook the other day, we brought it up, and he mentioned to me about that moment, because I had picked up a sort of kind of nickname from that moment, until my later nickname kind of became more popular and was used more widely. But yeah, it was a good moment. It was kind of the highlight of my video game career, and yeah, it was just a good time to play that moment. Anyway, in the next match, I finished, I think, 3rd, and then I think I finished in the top 3 each race with Mario, even though they had done all this trash talking about how bad Mario actually was. And so I was able to win the tournament because I had won one, and I think I got in 2nd place 2 times and maybe a couple 3rds, but I had the most points, so I was the winner of that tournament. And that was just that first race there. That was actually the first time in a while I had played the game, but I had played it previously at Walmart, as I had mentioned in the Ocarina of Time That game was another game that Walmart had on the shelves for a bit. You know, this game is also a fun game to play by yourself and just kind of beat up on the CPU players who are far inferior to my human intellect, rawr. It's been really nice coming back and getting the gameplay for this video and kind of just having a good time, as I totally whiff on taking out Luigi there. It just shows you how much fun older video games can be these days, and they don't have to lose their value over time like newer ones. Anyway, friends, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. The race is almost over. You'll see the results at the end. Thank you so very much for watching this episode of Reminiscing with Shady. This has been episode 100, Mario Kart 64 on the Nintendo 64. If you guys like this video, leave me a comment down below or send me a tweet on Twitter. All appropriate links are down in the description. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you guys had as good of a time as I did. Take care, guys, and always remember that games like this, they can rip you apart, but they can also bring you together. Take care, guys, and I'll see you next time.
Congratulations! Hee hee! I got it!